Hey, what's up, everybody?
Welcome back.
We are back with another video about Tom Brady and about the Patriots and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I guess some more stuff came out about Brady, about how he knew ahead of time, or before the season started, that this is probably his last year. Basically talked to Howard Stern the other day, and Howard Stern was asking all these questions, and how he kind of figured it was his last year.
Mm-hmm.
And how he got this emotional thing with Robert Kraft, his last meeting with him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what else. I don't know what else it was that he said to him. I knew about those couple things.
So he was on the Howard Stern show.
Yeah.
For those that watch him, I don't watch Howard Stern, and Howard Stern basically asked Brady if he knew this was coming, and Brady said this to him. He said, "I don't think there was a final decision until it happened, but I would say I probably knew before the start of last season that was my last year." So, and I've been saying this all along, he wasn't happy. He wasn't happy. He didn't get what he wanted, and I think he was upset over it. He basically told Kraft when he went over his house, he basically said, "You treated me so well 20 years, but I'm leaving. You're not giving me what I want. I've worked 20 years with this team. You're not gonna give me the extension. You're not gonna give me bonuses. You're not gonna give me anything. I'm leaving." Because, like I said, it's Belichick that's the one who's presenting the contract to Brady. He's basically telling Brady, like, look, just because you're considered the greatest of all time doesn't mean I'm treating you special. I'm treating you like every single player.
Yeah, he didn't treat the high-end players any differently.
No.
He treated everybody equal.
And he basically told Tom, he's like, this is how much we will give you for these many years. And according to what I heard, the deal was 1 year and $10 million, and that was about it.
Something like that. I don't remember exactly the number.
And he basically told Bill, he's like, I'm not taking that. That's a terrible deal. And I think he was upset with Belichick because for on and off years, I think ever since the Deflategate started, there's been up and down between the two.
Yeah.
Even though they've been saying, "Oh, we're fine," there's nothing. I believe there has. I believe they're just saying it to cover it up.
I'm kind of surprised that they're still talking about the whole Brady thing. Like, he's going to Tampa Bay. It's been like that. How long has it been? It's been a month now, I think.
Yeah.
A few weeks. I forget exactly what day it was that he said he's going to go to Tampa Bay.
It was like the week after his contract expired. He left.
So we kind of knew that he was going. That he's going. So it's like, I don't know. They're still talking about it. Like, it's over and done with. He's going to play for Tampa Bay this year.
Yeah.
And next year, maybe. And that'll be it. I mean, it's not even that big of a deal. I mean, it's a big deal because he didn't finish with the Patriots, but eventually he's going to move on. I mean, it'll be this year, next year. The Patriots want to have him for another year or two anyways.
Yeah, and plus he's at the age now where he's very close to retire. I mean, he said multiple times he's going to play until the age of 45 and basically just reevaluate himself and just say, what do I do now? Should I call it quits or should I keep going?
And then they'd say, well, Brady's nothing without Belichick. Or Belichick's not isn't anything without Brady or whatever. I think I hope Tom Brady does do well in Tampa Bay because it'll prove that he is the greatest quarterback of all time. If he can go to another team, another system, different coach, and still perform at a high level at his age, and it shows that it wasn't just the Patriots system. I hope he does do well. He's only got a couple of years left to live. Yeah. Pretty bad if he did terrible. And as far as Belichick, who knows what the Patriots are going to be like without him. I mean, obviously, to start with a new quarterback, I don't know if they're going to go with
Jarrett Stidham.
Yeah, I've heard they're going to go with him, but there's a couple of guys like Cam Newton, and I forget who the other guy is. Andy Dalton. I don't think he's signed with anybody.
Cam Newton, he ain't coming out. No way.
So I'm kind of hoping that they don't sign any of those guys. They just go with Stidham.
I think Stidham has a lot of potential in him. I really do, because I mean, yeah, he played only 4 games last year, and that was about it. But 4 games. I mean, you look at how many his average points. His average stats in those 4 games, he did really well. Honestly, I think this kid has a lot of potential in him. I mean, he's only like 25 years old.
No, I think he's been 25.
Are you sure? He's that young?
I don't think. Look it up. So you get a laptop over.
I know. He got drafted. They got him out of the draft. He's very, very young. He's 23. So close.
So he's 23 years old.
Drafted out of Auburn University.
No, so some people think he's got the talent to be a starter. Some people don't know. Some people think he's gonna be terrible.
I don't think he's gonna be terrible.
Yeah.
It all depends on. It's not. I mean, some people blame quarterbacks for. I mean, all they do is throw a ball. I think it's on the offense itself, the receivers, the tight ends, and all that. It's on how they play well. And
the quarterback's supposed to be accurate with the Patriots system, where they go back to how it was when Brady first started. They was doing these little short passes, screen passes. It started and it slowly formed to be where he got a little bit more freedom over the years. It wasn't always these short little passes. I think to give a quarterback better accuracy or an easier time, they do shorter passes, screen passes to allow the quarterback to be more efficient instead of chucking it down the field 30, 40 yards every other pass. I mean, because the efficiency is going to go down if you do that, unless you're one of the elite quarterbacks that is that accurate. And Stidham, I don't know what he's going to be like. I am looking forward to this year without without Brady, to see what it's going to be like. I mean, 20 years with Brady, I think that, even if they do terrible, you still have 20 years, and they're not going to be terrible forever.
No.
They still, the division still is not that strong. What do you get? The Bills, the Jets, New England, and who's the other team?
Miami.
I think Miami's still going to be at the bottom of the division again.
I think the Bills have a lot of chances this year.
Yeah, I think
they do.
I think if that the Bills are legitimate to finish the number.
They had a good year last season. They had an awesome year.
Yeah, what's his name? Allen? Is that his name? Quarterback. I forget his name.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. He was really good.
So, but he's also, I don't know, he's could be not accurate.
If only he was a free agent, I bet we would have signed him.
Yeah, I wouldn't. See, I don't think I'd want him. He was, is it Josh Allen? Well, I don't want to say that's his name. I'm sorry, I can't remember what the Buffalo's quarterback's name off the top of my head. I think it was Josh Allen.
Yeah, you're correct.
So, he was good last year, and they're a young team, so only going to get better. So I think if anything, the Bills have a good shot at being number one in the division this year.
Yeah.
The Jets, is he Darnell? Does his name? He still doesn't
impress
me. He's okay, but I don't think he's gonna get the Jets far into the playoffs if they make the playoffs. I still think New England's gonna be either first or second place. I'm thinking probably second place. Worst case scenario, they finish dead last in the division, and if that happens, so be it. I mean, you're not gonna win every single year. We've had 20 years of winning, so if there's some down years, then so be it. But I was a fan. Long before you were born, back when they were terrible, so it wouldn't be anything new.
Yeah,
I'm sure the rest of the world is gonna enjoy Brady not being in New England, and people will knock up New England, easier. Maybe. Who knows? It's still yet to be determined if that's going to happen.
As long as Brady's still around, I'll still watch him, whatever team he decides to play. Because, he's great.
Yeah, he can't just go dump on the quarterback just because he goes to another team Brady sucks. No, he's still... Yeah, I was still rooting for him, just like Garoppolo. I thought he could have raw deal, so I was rooting for him last year.
And I really thought he was going to win the Super Bowl. His performance, I literally thought... and it was a very good game, too, between them and Patrick Mahomes and all that. I don't know which game was better, this one, or was it the one where New England was down 40 points, they came back and won the title against Atlanta?
Yeah.
I don't know which one. I think both games were great. I still think the one with the Patriots and the Falcons is still the best one yet.
Yeah.
Probably one of the greatest games in history.
Yeah, there's been a lot of great cases that the Patriots have been involved in. There's been a couple, and the St. Louis game, the first one that they won, it came down to the field with 3 seconds left, but wasn't as like shocking like the Seattle game or the Atlanta game. Those are pretty amazing wins that they had.
But it's just interesting with all this drama regarding Brady, because he's like now they're saying he didn't want to well, hold on, I'm trying to think how to put it in this way. Giselle, his wife, told him not to go to optional team workouts.
Yeah, supposedly she hated it in Boston. That's what I've heard. That she didn't hate it. She didn't like it. Yeah, that she wanted to be someplace else, and she had was a big influence on where he went. And if that's the case, whatever. It doesn't matter. The point is that he's still going to go to another team. I think regardless of what she wanted, and it's only going to be for another year or two. It's not like he was here for 5 years and he left to go to another team for a decade. It's like it's only a couple of years.
I think now, like I've always wondered, like the case of like when he retires, is he going to retire as a Buccaneer or is he going to retire as a Patriot?
No, he'll retire as a Patriot. If you play for one team for 20 years and you play for another team for a year or two, you go to the team with longer tenure, and it wouldn't make any sense. But it's that time where Brady's gone and it's time to move on and
I think
see how they do.
Like I said, he left because he just wasn't happy. Because like I said, Bill Belichick, I mean, he's one of the greatest coaches of all time, but he's also one of the most toughest and strictest coaches of like he don't mess around. Like you try and joke with him, he'd probably make you run around the football field 100 times.
Probably.
He's not someone to mess with. Yeah. I mean, when you watch the games, I mean, just because you see Brady and Belichick smiling at each other doesn't mean he's still tough and strict. He is. He's tough, and he don't mess around. He don't, and I think that's why Brady left. I mean, I think he just needed to call it quits. He's like, you're being too tough. You're not gonna give me what I want. I'm leaving. And I'm surprised he cared about the money and all that. Normally, he never cared. Now this year, he's surprisingly.
I don't think it was necessarily about the money. I think he knew that the Patriots were, not rebuilding, but they had a lot of young talent. They needed a lot of help.
And and plus, I think he was overall frustrated with the way the offense performed.
The offensive line was terrible. They have no tight ends to do it. But the guys they got are not going to do anything for you. They need to draft. Hopefully, they draft a decent tight end. They don't have to be an elite tight end because I know their draft pick is like in the bottom of the first round, I think. So,
and they need to get either. They need to get like 3 wide receivers and 3 tight ends out of the draft.
No, I don't. I think that they need to. The wide receivers, I think, will be okay. Nikhil Harry, I think, is going to be different this year. And I think, what's his name?
They still have him. They still have Edelman. Who else they still have?
Who's the kid that he was in
Myers?
He did go sit him in the preseason last year. So, was that Brady not throwing him the ball enough, or was it him? Who knows?
But that's something I also heard too about. They were saying, I guess Brady told Belichick that if he's going to put any wide receivers in the game he didn't like, he wasn't going to throw to them. So that's probably why he didn't throw to many people, because they were terrible.
I think he did. Stidham had a thing with Boston in the preseason, so who knows if that's going to show up in the regular season. That's if Stidham is the guy. There's still draft coming up, and there's still preseason, and there's still free agents they could sign to replace Brady if they don't go with Stidham. Who knows? I mean, I think we were all knock on the kids' conference if you go and sign up another quarterback, especially with Hoyer. I mean, I'm sorry, Hoyer's gone. Oh God, he's just awful. I cannot believe they brought him back in.
Who's the other guy? Like Cody Kessler.
I'd rather him than Hoyer. Hoyer's terrible.
He was all right.
I think Hoyer's like 4-15 as a start or something. He's been to multiple. He's not good. I can't believe they brought him back again.
So much money.
I mean, he's a veteran. Well, he's a veteran. That stinks. I'm sorry. Hoyer's just not good. It's blows my mind they brought him back again. Probably because he was cheap, and he was a veteran. That's about the only thing. And for Belichick, no, she's not very good. Otherwise, he would be a very star on and other team. He's had his opportunities, and he's been good enough with multiple teams. So I can't see them going with Hoyer over anybody.
No way.
I'm gonna guess it's Stidham. It's definitely gonna be the number one, but who knows? That could always change.
Yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up.
I think it's gonna do it. So if you guys like this video, give us a like, give us a subscribe.
Until next time.